Film Buffering. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Film Buffering. I'm one of your hosts, Colter Harkins. I'm here today with Alex Tate, Andrew Johnson, and we're going to talk about Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Basketball camp is next weekend. You got amazing potential on the court, and I can help you get there.
That's not what I want, Dad. You never let me do what I want to do. You never let me just do me.
Hold up. Wrong floor. Bet Will Smith ain't got to deal with this.
Dad!
Down! What in the Matrix hell?
Welcome to the space. The space. Welcome to the space.
Welcome, King James. I am the king of this domain. This is the serververse.
What'd you do to my son? Where's Dom?
The only way you're getting your son back is if you and I play a little basketball. Pete, send this clown to the rejects.
Wait. What is this? Ah! I'm a cartoon?
Meh. What's up, Doc?
I need to assemble an elite team to help give my son back.
I know what you're looking for. A dream team. Bam! Shoot the ball! Let's try that again, shall we?
King James. Welcome to the Space Jam. Introducing the Goon Squad.
You gotta win this game.
Let's end this.
Got you, Kron! And get our son back.
Yikes. Classic.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
I'm going old school on his butt.
Whoa.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
This movie is starring LeBron James, Don Cheadle, Cedric Joe, Chris Davis, Sonequa Martin Green, and several NBA players and other cameos. It's a ton of fun. It's a movie about a rogue artificial intelligence that kidnaps the son of famed basketball player LeBron James, who then has to work with Bugs Bunny to win a basketball game. Dun, 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 surprise! Kind of like the first one. This is directed by Malcolm D. Lee, who has done a lot, quite actually pretty long list of films already. Worked with a lot of fun folks, Kevin Hart, and a lot of different movies. But we do have someone else that did work on the project joining us today. His name is Colin Hennessy.
Oh, and like magic, he was here. What's up, Colin?
Welcome to the show, Colin. Oh, he may not have audio yet.
Hello?
Hello? Yep, I'm still here.
Can he hear me?
Hugs?
He can.
With an H? Skinny guy? Kind of pasty?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
There is.
Hey there. There's Colin.
Welcome to the show, Colin.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So, you were part of this project. We're super stoked to have you on. Tell us a little bit about your role.
So, my name is Colin Hennessy. I am a data wrangler, a VFX data wrangler. What that basically means, and to put this in like the simplest terms, I'm there on set. I work with a supervisor and a couple of other people to make sure that we convey to the director, to the DP, basically where the monsters are, where the where the fake basketball is, where Bugs Bunny is going to be standing and stuff like that. So we have all this like previs, we have all this these certain things that we have to accomplish on set, including like taking reference photography. We do all these, we make notes of what the camera is doing. We take notes of like what the settings of the camera are. So that way, when we go into post-production and we're looking at this 3 months down the line, the VFX editors know what's going on. So it's because it's hard to think about certain shots when you're 3 months from doing it. So yeah, I'm there to just make sure the magic happens.
Pockety, pockety, walkety, whack, odds and ends and brick your back.
Yeah, this is a movie with a ton of visual effects, so I can only imagine the amount of pre-planning and things you have to orchestrate with. I mean, you have a basketball game with a ton of digital characters and all kinds of digital sets and people and interactions between like real life people and animated characters and all kinds of different fashions. There's so many animated styles in this movie, so I can imagine there was a ton of work that went into this.
Did you have like little puppets or anything that were interacting with LeBron, or like how did you pull off some of that stuff?
So a lot of the characters that we that you see on screen were actually we worked with a company called Fox Labs, which has now been kind of it's been brought into the rest of ILM and Disney. But basically it's a mocap lab. So we actually had physical people there that were portraying the different the different goon squads. And weirdly, we actually had busts of the goon squad on set that were made to see how light reflects off the feathers characters in a certain way, especially with the like chrome guy and everything too. It's like how is this interactive lighting working in this realm? So yeah, we had a lot of stunt people, a lot of stunt players. The goon squad was actually played by a bunch of these college basketball players.
Try and earn money for college.
Your mom goes to college.
Who were there actually playing against LeBron. And then we had stand-ins for the Looney Tunes there. And this was where like my mind kind of got blown is one of the things, like I said, I do is like I make sure that there's a bunch of reference for the post team to use on the back end. We had cardboard cutouts that were colored correctly, like the actual color that you would be seeing on the screen of Bugs Bunny and our different characters and everything. And after I did a couple of my like normal things, I would have to walk Bugs Bunny into his certain positions and like that was like a big thing for me, because I'm like, I'm playing Bugs Bunny right now. This is in a weird way, like never gonna be seen, but I'm moving him from spot to spot so we can see what he looks like in the light. But yeah, it was really a dream come true to work on that film. It was fun. So yeah.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, all of us grew up with Space Jam was a huge movie, I think, for all of us when it came out. And so for this to come full circle and now you're getting to work on it, I can imagine just the trip that was. What was it like working with LeBron?
Dude, LeBron is so incredibly nice. He was so good to his crew. He would like high five us. He would ask us how we were doing. There was he was one of the main producers on the movie too. So there were a few days where I don't know if you guys have seen LeBron's Instagram, but he loves Tuesday. It's one of his favorite days of the week. So he always does a post about Taco Tuesday, and that's his thing. And he's normally yelling it. Well, sometimes we'd be shooting on Tuesday, and in the middle of the take, you'd hear in the background, "It's Taco Tuesday!" And I'm like, cut. Like, and you couldn't yell because like it's whatever. He's the producer. You can't like, all right, let's try it again without the Taco Tuesday, guys.
You know what it is! It's Taco Tuesday!
I have a little thing to look for those looking on their second watch. This was a fun story, but we were shooting this scene by a pool, which eventually just got cut and is now the first photo that shows up in the credits. Him sitting sipping margaritas by the pool. We were filming that day, and he was supposed to be wearing sunglasses, but the props department didn't have the correct fitting sunglasses for his head. So the first AD walked up to me and said, "Can I borrow your sunglasses?" To which I said, "Of course." I knew what was happening. So that first picture on the ending credits where he's sitting at the pool, he's wearing my sunglasses. Yes, I got him back, but I'm like super proud that that made into the movie. I was like really excited about that.
You're a part of film history.
Yeah, that's right. Immortalized through my sunglasses.
You should frame them, man.
I do have them in a shadow box at my house.
Nice.
Along with my little security badge. So yeah.
That's super awesome. How's Don Cheadle? He was, big part of this movie. I was actually surprised.
Everybody was fantastic to work with, from the mocap guys, LeBron, the college kids that were playing it, even the just all the the side actors and everything too, the extras and everything. Don Cheadle, he just had a commanding presence on set. You could tell his experience with being there, with knowing, and he was bringing this energy that was, as in the moment, it almost seemed over the top, but in context, when you see it, and he's like this frustrated algorithm, it made perfect sense in the movie. He was great. He was awesome to work with. Show up, killer performance. He was yelling a lot of the time.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
All the stuff was great. He played a really cool, frustrated algorithm character. There's a scene in the movie where he's sitting at the computer with our main character, and he's trying to get the algorithm out of him. If you look in the background, there's actually an old Mortal Kombat, old arcade cabinet.
And that was yours?
Yeah, I wish. And I was like, can we ship this to my house here after it was off with? But we had a 3-camera setup, and we're like, all right, is everyone ready? All right, start rolling. And no one could find Don, and everyone's looking around, and finally he's at this Mortal Kombat cabinet, and he's like, hold on, I gotta beat Kane here. And he's like, and everyone waited until he beat Kane, and then all right, let's go. Sat down, and we just okay, I guess we're making a video game movie, so might as well.
Might as well.
Get into
but yeah, he was great too. So it was such a fun movie to work on, from LeBron James to Don Cheadle. I mentioned the extras too. If ever there was a time to take a Warner Brothers tour, it would have been when we were shooting that movie, because all these extras that were watching the game were dressed up from old school Batman to Clockwork Orange to Scooby-Doo style characters. Game of Thrones was in there, Pennywise. All these people were literally walking around the Warner Brothers lot. And then as these tour buses would go by, they wave at them and everything. It's what you'd want out of a studio tour when this was happening.
Well, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you getting to spend some time and spend a little while. I know you're down in Atlanta working and doing a lot more long days on some fun upcoming projects. We look forward to seeing your name on the credits from here on out, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, sweet. Well, you have a good one, man. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
For sure. I hope you guys enjoyed Space Jam.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See you, buddy.
See you later. Bye-bye.
That's all, folks.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Colin Hennessy.
Colin!
Really great guy. We met him actually working. I should have told this story, but we met him working on some other projects. He mentioned it a little bit. Really nice guy, and it's awesome to see he's got credits on Space Jam now. He just also worked on Black Widow and has some other exciting Marvel and other projects coming up. So one of those guys that just makes the magic happen. All right, it's time for us to discuss Space Jam: A New Legacy. Andrew, what are your initial thoughts? We haven't heard from you yet. What did you think about this movie?
This is so exciting.
I don't know. I think it just kind of was what it was supposed to be. It didn't blow me away per se. I think I was just kind of overwhelmed by it, to be honest. It felt like, at times it felt just like a Warner Brothers flex almost. And there was just a lot going on that, like, I think he mentioned like all the extras that they had. Like even like during that the basketball scene, I was just like looking at the extras and stuff, basically like trying to pick people out. So it was a little distracting. So it was busy. And then, I mean, I feel like I say this about every movie. Maybe I just don't like, movie format, but it was like long. It felt maybe like 20 minutes too long to me. It was like pushing 2 hours. So, but I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. And another thing that I always say is that my 13-year-old self would have loved it. So you do say.
Yeah.
See, at least I'm consistent.
Alex, what are your initial thoughts on this one?
I have to go pretty close to what Andrew's saying. It did what it was supposed to. I didn't turn this on thinking I was going to watch, the next Toy Story or, I didn't think I was going to watch something that was groundbreaking or that was going to blow my mind or that was going to be even that great. I mean, it's LeBron James, a basketball player starring in a movie, So I think I also had the added benefit of not seeing the first Space Jam.
Oh, what?
Really? Yeah, so I just kind of watched it as its own movie, not as a, sequel. I thought LeBron was terrible at acting. But that's to be expected. The Looney Tunes honestly made me laugh several times. Yeah, I loved Looney Tunes growing up, so I enjoyed that aspect of it. The family, LeBron's family, as Colin mentioned, were not actually his family. They were played by actors, but they still got actors who weren't good at acting to play his family. Like, I felt like they could have used like actors who were better at acting, but maybe they just didn't want to upstage.
They would have overshadowed
LeBron. Yeah. I thought Cheadle did a great job as his over-the-top character. I didn't think he was too over-the-top. I thought it was just right for the tone of the movie, because it was like an animated villain, Yeah, overall, I thought it was an okay movie. I didn't hate it. I thought it did what it was supposed to do, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it's a movie for kids, and so you have to kind of shift your mindset into like, this is a kids movie, and it will be that.
And this is supposed to be a kids movie.
It's going to be kind of like loose and fast. I do agree that it had some pacing issues. It didn't need as much stuff as they had. It kind of felt like we want to grab hold of everything. It just felt like a grab bag or a Jackson Pollock of Warner Brothers splattered everywhere. Which again, it's like, what do we leave out though? We have so many great projects. But it was like, no, you can still trim some fat in there. You threw in some weird stuff too that didn't necessarily, like some really obscure characters showed up in that background, which was like a big no for some people. But yeah, I thought LeBron was good. It was an interesting choice, the direction that they took his character, because it did feel so far from who he is in real life. and so it made it feel like a LeBron James as a character instead of LeBron James as himself. So I just was kind of curious about why they made that choice. And I get that they're trying to, like, I mean, with the setup of the plot of like family conflict and like what is the game of basketball really about and all this kind of stuff that they were trying to set up. But it feels weird to not be true to the star of your movie in the way that you craft your film. So I don't know. I just thought that that was kind of a strange choice to have him be like a no fun, whatever kind of guy. But overall, I think he was fine. I think that was what held him back some, because I do think he has like a pretty gregarious, big personality and is pretty funny. But then again, they're trying to offset so that the Looney Tunes are the funny part of the movie, not LeBron. But they didn't find a good balance of that, I don't think, as much as they could have. The amount of different styles of animation were pretty remarkable. But again, it just felt like a flex. It felt like too much. It didn't feel like it was what was really driving the movie forward. Like that whole initial scene with him and Bugs Bunny could have been a third of that time. Like they just kind of drew that out into like, we get it. It's the Looney Tunes. We don't need a recap of what the Looney Tunes are and what cartoons are. We get that. That's why we're here to watch this movie.
I wonder if I didn't see the original. Do they have any? Is Michael Jordan ever completely animated in the first one? Because I wasn't expecting that. Oh, okay. No. I wasn't sure. I was kind of expecting it to be more like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit type of setup.
Yeah, and that
so
was
it was weird to me. It was weird to me when kind of a lot of the movie, a big chunk of the movie, where they were both animated. Like LeBron was animated, and it was just kind of super weird to me. Well, this is like really not even to do with the movie, but when I was watching it, I kind of had this weird thought of like, when it was Michael Jordan was regarded as and just known as just like the greatest player at that time and at that era. And then this, I don't know why, just watching this, it felt like more like they were trying to pump up LeBron, if that makes sense, and be like, he's so great and all this. I don't know. As much as it felt like, Warner Brothers showing off or whatever, I don't know. It felt like a vanity project for LeBron,
yeah, I can
which
see
was a
that.
bummer.
Like, all the like highlight reels and like
it wasn't just like with Michael Jordan, it's just like he's the greatest, like whatever. But with this, it's like, hey, yeah, man, LeBron, still got it. And maybe a little weird because he's like a little older now and a little farther in his career or whatever. But I was just kind of like, yeah, man, we get it. Like you're great. You're one of the greatest.
I am a god, you dull creature.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird, like the whole idea of the kids like video game where he's just capturing people's image and then they use that to like suck a bunch of people into this game. So it's a little bit like, what?
Yeah.
And then kind of a weird concept for them to have. Like, is this about like data privacy invasion? And like, what are we talking about?
Is there like an underlying message to this movie? I think what bummed me out, even like after halftime, for some reason it bummed me out that the Looney Tunes and LeBron like started beating the kid.
Yeah.
Because like it only took LeBron James to a half of basketball to like figure out how to beat his kid's game, which kind of like undid the whole message, which was like, let the kid be himself and like, look at how great he is. Because LeBron's like, I figured this crap out. I can already beat you. You know what I mean? Because halfway through he starts beating him and I'm just like, I feel bad for this kid because now the kid like
the one thing he has.
Yeah, exactly. Now his dad's beating him at this and like it only took him 20 minutes to figure it out.
You suck at this too.
Yeah, exactly. So that was sad to me. Although it was like they turned it into like I want to be on my dad's team, but it just was like could have gone the other way where he was like, screw you, Dad.
Yeah.
I was like, where is the turn happening in this and how are they gonna pull this off?
Yeah. I don't feel like they did. I feel like they just kind of shoved it in.
Yeah, they were just trying to get. It was totally just like get everybody here so we can have the game, and like we don't care about the characters or what's going on or whatever.
Yeah.
It was all driven by the spectacle. And
I also
like, clearly it was a lot.
What'd you guys think of the music? I don't remember. Honestly, don't remember the music much.
I don't remember the music.
Yeah,
It was like
also the voice of Bugs Bunny threw me for a little bit because
what's up, Doc?
it just didn't. Yeah, that was a better impression of Bugs Bunny than the guy that they hired, and which I think he is the new voice of Bugs, but it just didn't sound like Bugs to me. It took me a while to get over that. But yeah, that was a little off-putting for me. But what else? What were some things that you enjoyed about the movie?
I mean,
like I said, the Looney Tunes made me laugh several times.
Yeah.
I can't remember, to be honest, what made me laugh, but just little things. Like Bugs took a couple digs at LeBron for like going to the Heat and stuff. That was funny.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. Just a couple little bits that the Looney Tunes did made me laugh. And overall, I thought it was fine. I thought it was a fun movie. Like I said, I wasn't going into it expecting an amazing, wow, this is so great movie. So I think I enjoyed it because of that. Like, not a low bar that I set, but I set like a medium bar, and I feel like the movie hit it.
Yeah, they really didn't do much to differentiate it from the first one. But I guess that's, it's kind of like a tricky thing because in a way you kind of have to make the same plot. So you're relying on the same ideas. I think they were just, I think that they could have gone in kind of a different direction.
Which way did it go, George? Which way did it go?
Or tried more to differentiate it. So people that are fans of the original would be like, oh, it's different because of this, instead of just kind of being, I don't know, the same thing plus the spectacle of, I mean, just newer CGI basically and everything. But that said, like I do agree that the humor was there, like throughout the movie. It was solid, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that point. That's what I think about the strengths of this movie were the animation and the humor was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Even if the pacing wasn't as on point, the humor and the use of the Looney Tune characters, they did really stay true to what those characters are. And for those of us that grew up with them or still love them, I think that was really nice to see that they didn't try to reinvent the Looney Tunes. They know what that strength is, and so they played that really well.
Who was it that mentioned Toy Story a minute ago? Was that you, Alex?
Yeah.
What's weird about this compared to like that is like when we go to watch Toy Story now, still we have really high expectations and they deliver, and they also like are constantly doing new things and evolving it. So it still works for young kids watching it now and us watching it. This, I don't think, hit in that way. It didn't evolve, if that makes sense.
They just kind of made the same movie again with LeBron.
Yeah, for sure.
A couple things I did enjoy that I forgot to mention was I really loved how the characters were always in the right place. I liked how there were no water bottles that you saw. I really enjoyed that, like how the light would hit the 3D characters was always perfect.
Yeah,
there were with the feathers and
there were no what's the word I'm looking for?
Snafus.
No snafus, no gags or missing bits that just didn't match up at all. It was so seamless.
Yeah,
somebody must have really paid attention to it.
The sunglasses that LeBron was wearing at the end. Fantastic.
Somebody wrangled some data on this movie.
Knock it off. How jolly can you get?
All right. It's about time to wrap this one up. Andrew, what are your final thoughts? How many thumbs out of 10 are you giving this movie?
Yeah, like I said in the beginning, it was a little long, but it was what it was supposed to be. You know, it was junk food. It was exactly what we expected it to be, and it delivered. So I'm not going to watch it again. I'm already forgetting about it as we're talking, but still solid. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
All right, Alex, final thoughts. How many thumbs out of 10?
I'm going similar to Andrew, though I probably won't be as generous with the thumbs. I did think it was good. I thought it was watchable. Thought it was fun. It did what it was supposed to, but acting was terrible, and some other problems that it just doesn't. It makes it not that great of a movie. I'm gonna give it 5 thumbs, right down the middle. I thought it was worth a watch, but it's not gonna. Probably people will forget about it and just pop in the first Space Jam.
Now, for being a movie that was just essentially member berries, where it's just nostalgia, nothing else. No, I thought it was, as a kid, I would have definitely given it 8 out of 10. As an adult and a film critic, I give it a 4. So I think it's right down the middle. It's a 6 out of 10. It hits some things really well, misses on some other things. I think the weakest points were probably some of the writing and just overall editing choices. But I think that there were so many fun, strong moments in the movie that I think it is a lot of fun. And I'm sure for a lot of kids, it would be a fun movie to watch. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We appreciate you being here with us as always. Tune in next week where we talk about Jolt.
Lindy, this is not a cure. The only way we're going to make progress is cutting-edge, avant-garde treatment.
I've got this condition. It makes me snap.
Like Tourette's?
Just tiny bit more intense.
I've upped the voltage, but there's only so much that the human body can take.
Hello?
This is Detective Vickers.
Sounds like your guy was involved in some pretty sketchy business.
I'm gonna find who did this.
If you go down that path, you are never, ever going to get better.
Deal with her. You spent years being forced to repress your anger. But now, you have seen how powerful you can be when you embrace your rage. Oh, seriously? You're gonna make me go through the whole face-stomping, bone-breaking, making a mess routine? Okay, fine.
You're gonna get somebody killed. I'm trying to help you.
Uh-huh. How's that going for you? What is it about gross old men always underestimating women?
Are you really that stupid?
You know what? I think I am exactly that stupid.
All right. You have an excellent week. We hope you stay safe out there. Hug your loved ones if you're living with them. Be safe. We'll see you soon. Yeah, I need to do that again. I was like, how do you say love somebody but don't touch them in COVID?
If you're living with them.
Goodbye, Boo.
Kitty.
Kitty has to go.
Film buff. Erring.